Section 1.4, Absolute Value and Adding Real Numbers. Objective 1, find the opposite of a number. Here you have your number line. It says, notice that -4 and 4 are both 4 units away from 0 on the number line. However, they are on opposite sides of 0. We say that -4 and 4 are opposites of each other. That is, -4 is the opposite of 4, and 4 is the opposite of -4. We use the negative symbol when we are looking for the opposite of a number. So we can say that this is called the opposite of -3. Well, the opposite of -3 is +3. So if we want to compute this by hand, in part A, the opposite of -7 is 7. This is the opposite of -3. Well, if we work with inside, the opposite of -3 is +3, and therefore that becomes -3. The opposite of -6 is +6. Again, here we have the opposite of -9 is 9, and then attached a sign which gives us -9. So let's make note. If you have an even number of negative signs, then the final answer will be positive. So here we have an even number, we get a positive result. Here is an odd number of negative signs. Here we have an even number of signs which gave us a positive result. Note that if you have an odd number of negative signs, then the final answer will be negative. So here we have an odd number of negative numbers which gives us a negative result. Odd number of negative signs gives us a negative result. Now, objective 2. Find the absolute value of a number. So the definition, the absolute value of a number n, written as with these bars, horizontal, vertical bars with an n inside, is the distance from n to 0 on the number line. So let's compute this by hand. What is the absolute value of 7? 7 is what's inside the absolute value bars. That tells us how far is 7 from 0. Well, the answer is 7, meaning the distance. Okay, so again, you're measuring the distance. Here, what is the absolute value of -7? Meaning, what is the distance from -7 to 0? Well, the answer is 7. In part C, I only want you to look at the highlighted part. The negative sign is on the outside. So we have to answer according to order of operations. Well, the question is, what is the absolute value of 7? Meaning that what is the distance from 7 to 0? Well, the answer is 7. And then the negative sign is then attached to the number because it's not within the absolute value bars. Over here in part D, again, order of operations. We want to find out what is the absolute value of -7 first. Meaning that what is the distance from -7 to 0? Well, the answer is +7, and then we attach the negative sign. So, make note, to find the absolute value of a number, make whatever is inside the absolute value bars positive, and then bring down anything that you need that are outside the absolute value bars.